Hi everyone, it's Amanda Ellis of amandaellis.co.uk and Facebook page Angelic Celestial Colours. Watching me on my YouTube channel Amanda Ellis, welcome. So it's April the 17th, 2018, and I have chosen today to come out of hermit mode with regard to the twin flame situation and do a video for you. The reason I haven't made a twin flame video for a while is because I only tend to put them up when I feel that the energy has significantly changed. There are plenty of other very good twin flame channels out there where you can look at it on a more regular basis, but my channel here is not just devoted to the twin flame community. It's devoted really to the energy of ascension. And as I've said before, in each of the twin flame videos that I do, I include the twin flame community within my work because I have an interest in it myself, but also because I believe that it is one pathway to ascension. Not the only way, but it is one way. So welcome all of those of you that are called to watch this. I would just like to put a few provisos up though before I sort of start this video, which is to say this, that not everybody is a twin flame is the first thing to say. There's a lot of misinformation, I think, out there and confusion in the community, and lots of people maybe calling themselves twin flames who aren't necessarily. And this work with the twin flame energy is for a particular group of people who are aware of the twin flame connection, probably know who that person is, whether you are with them or in more likelihood whether you are separated, because there's a lot of separation out there. It's not something which is necessarily for people who've just got into some form of romantic relationship and want to make it into a twin flame union. You're either in a twin flame union, whether separated or not, or you're not. And to be perfectly honest with you, those of us that are in it or have a connection to it sometimes wish that we didn't, okay? That's the truth. Because it isn't necessarily a particularly easy path, she said, wringing her hands. It isn't necessarily the most easy path, but there is rich learning within it. So I've actually written down 3 words here, and I'm going to show you what they are. You're going to laugh. Where to begin? That's what I feel like this morning. Where the hell to even begin? So I am going to set the energy before we do anything. And it's important that we do this. I've got this beautiful candle here, which has got 2 wicks. So we're going to light one for the Divine Feminine. I'm going to light it on my left. Okay, there she is, alight and burning. And interesting, of course, that I lit the Divine Feminine before the Divine Masculine, because there is a story in there in itself. Then we'll light the flame for the Divine Masculine. Okay, there they are. So I'll put that down here. I'm also going to just light some incense just to clear the energy and clear this sense of confusion as well. So if you see wisps of smoke coming across the screen, that's what it is. I love incense. Okay. Right, this is the picture that I've chosen for today. It's one of my paintings. And I want to just show you it. You've maybe seen it before, but it feels quite important for the work that we're going to be doing today, because it feels as though there is this unstoppable force around twin flame unions now. The universe pulling out the big guns to get people that are meant to be together. And you'll see that this horse, which feels like quite a thoroughbred, is obviously, like all horses, you know, a majestic creature, weighs a certain amount, takes a bit of energy to get moving, as any heavy object does. But once it's moving, it has a real force to it, has a real strength to it. And, you know, if you got hit by that, you'd know about it. I feel that some within the twin flame community are going to be symbolically hit by the force of this. And the force of this is the force of the love that actually exists between divine masculine and divine feminine. These two people, for whatever reason, who have been apart and have been meant to be apart and have learnt a lot from being apart, but now the universe is wanting to bring them back together for reasons which aren't just romantic, aren't just sexual, aren't just about, you know, the happy ever after, which hopefully you will have, but are probably more linked into what you're really here to do. It's life path stuff. It's a union that needs to come back together to create something that can't be created solo. And that's going to be different for every single union that is wanting to come back together. And the force of this energy is trying to push together. I will do some cards. I've got 3 packs of cards that I'm going to be referring to in this session. We're just going to see where we go. But I want to just give an impression first of what I've been sensing and in terms of why I've come back online to make this video in the first place today. Because I'm feeling a real shift in the energy since the start of this year. I'm sensing that the divine masculine in particular, who has been in denial of the love that they have felt for their other, it's as though the blindfold has been taken off and they now have an awareness of who she is and where she is. They might not know what to do and they might not know how to get there, but it's as though all through last year, so many were blinded, weren't wanting to look at it, were denying it, just were totally blinkered, just fixated on maybe the life they have already. But for whatever reason, probably because we're in this very important year of 2018, which is an 11 year, 11, the 2 columns representing the twin flames as well, looking at each other. We're being brought back together. This is not without difficulty. So I'm not one of these channels that is very fluffy and just wants to present the fact that, you know, the fairy tale happens and everything is happy ever after. There are challenges in getting these 2 people together. And the challenges come in the form of the fact that usually, typically, one or maybe even both of them are already in karmic relationships. Certainly one is within a karmic relationship. And this karmic relationship, or these karmic relationships, have been very important, have been very sustaining, may very well have been love-filled for a number of years. But for whatever reason, and it's going to be different reasons for every single individual, they are reaching the end of the road with that relationship. The karma, we're in a time where karma is completing. The karma is being played out. The cycle is completing. What you have learned from the person you have been with is coming to completion. You're finishing it's like you're finishing that book. But what I'm hearing is that book can be well loved, and it can be a book that you've read many times maybe. And the problem is that you don't appreciate that there's a much better book, a more fulfilling book, that you now have right beside you, almost like right beside your bed, that you can dip into, that you can open, which is this new relationship, this new twin flame relationship that wants to come into the material plane and be born. Because it already exists within the etheric realms anyway. You're already connecting in dream state, you're connecting in the astral plane, and most of you are aware of that happening, and both partners are aware of that happening. Now, one thing I think is really important to say at this point is that my belief is that why the twin flames are coming back into union is because they are part of a group of souls, and I've said this before in other videos, who have come to try to hold a higher vision of love, which is why it has to be done with great integrity. Great integrity, that's the best word that I can manage. It also doesn't mean that you put yourself above other people who are in other loving relationships. It's just a different type of love. There are many, many different types of love. How many types of love are there out there? Goodness knows how many. This is just another type of love, but it's a very high form of love, which has a spirituality at its heart. It's soul, recognizing soul, coming back into union, creating something that cannot be created, as I say, solo. So if it has the energy of unconditional love at its heart, which it does, and those of you that have been in separation know that, because let's be perfectly honest, if you didn't hold unconditional love for this person, you would have forgotten them years ago. You would have been able to have just cut the cord with Archangel Michael or any other spiritual technique that's out there, and they would be gone. You know, they would just be, they'd be a memory, maybe a pleasant memory, but they wouldn't keep just coming back again and again, right to the forefront of your mind. This yearning, this longing, this knowing, basically, that you are going to become one again. You are going to reunite. And it's unconditional love that has basically kept you going for as long as it has. And it's been on both sides. But this is the nub, okay? This is really important. So if you are learning about unconditional love, this whole energy is about unconditional love, you actually have to hold an energy of unconditional love to the karmic partner of the twin flame that you're wanting to come into union with. And I think many people are not presently doing that. In fact, I know they're not doing that. You've only got to look at twin flame videos and read down some of the comments that people make. And it's almost as though the karmic partner is regarded as this sort of, parasite, or, like, when the hell are they going to disappear? And it's totally the wrong energy. There has to be a real honouring of the person that your twin flame has been with. Because at the end of the day, your twin flame is a person of integrity. And they won't have, even if the relationship now has gone toxic or is ending, there will have been love there, and there will have been a reason why they were with this partner. And equally, that partner was part of your journey as well, because your twin flame will have learnt a lot from them. They will have refined some of their, for want of a better word, relationship skills. So they come to you as a better partner. Even if they come to you a bit battered and bruised from the experience, they will have learned from it. After a period of recovery, they recover, and they're a better partner for you. And so never ever diss the karmic partner. I really object to seeing that, actually, in comments. And I think it's just hugely disrespectful. And I think it's one reason where it's a very important reason why some unions haven't come back into completion yet, to union again. If you're holding unconditional love isn't just about, I hold unconditional love for my twin flame and the rest can go to hell. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work like that. Unconditional love is unconditional love. It's unconditional love for everything, okay? So it really is the quality of namaste. The divine in me sees the divine in you. It sees the divinity within my twin flame partner. It sees the divinity within the partner that they have had, the relationship that they have been in, and actually having to get to a place of gratitude. And I feel that's a real missing part of the jigsaw that many people are not getting. Okay. Right, the colours that I've got, you know me, I'm a colour therapist as well as an angelic channel. So the colours that are just screaming out for me are blue and pink, okay? Not just because blue is about boys and pink is about girls, that's such an old dated thing anyway. But I just feel that they're really good colours to balance us at this time. Very well aware that some twin flames are same-sex relationships, but just for the purposes of this video, it's easier for me if I talk about male and female, because otherwise I'll be, you know, I'll be getting myself in a muddle in terms of what I want to say, but certainly respecting same-sex relationships that come into this as well. So the angel that's coming through that really wants to help us today is Archangel Michael. So I'm just going to spray Michael's energy, and I know already what he wants to say to us, so one of the things anyway. So let's just put Michael's blue ray round us. And you'll notice I'm head to toe in blue today. I've even had to put my blue glasses on, okay? So Archangel Michael and the blue ray. Let's just bring his energy into this session and feel a beautiful blue haze, as though it's enveloping you. Archangel Michael's energy. And just standing in this beautiful blue haze for one moment, let's just connect into Michael's energy of strength, but also truth. And he's just wanting you to take a nice deep breath of the blue energy into your body and out. And we're going to ask you to bring to mind the person that you believe is your twin flame. So just bring that person to mind now, surrounded by Archangel Michael's energy, the blue ray of truth. And let's just ask Michael to show us the truth today, but also to give you an impression. Is this person truly my divine twin flame counterpart? And we're just going for a yes or a no. And the vast majority of you, I'm feeling it's a yes. I'm sensing a few people have been told no. And you can carry on watching, please do. Don't want to exclude anybody from this, but I'm just feeling there's a few who won't resonate with the message, and actually maybe Michael will help you to see over the coming days, over the coming months, that this person may very well be somebody you've been holding a candle for, but isn't actually your twin flame. But for most of you, there is a face now coming in front of you that shows you the image of who your twin flame is. Now, for most of you, it's not going to be any surprise who that person is. It's just like confirmation. Again, a few of you might see a different face or just a different energy. And that's fine. Don't question it. So we're bringing Michael in. We're now going to bring in Mary Magdalene, because I want us to have in our aura the energy of blue and pink. So now let's bring in the energy of Mary Magdalene, divine feminine, because you all have the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. Michael is representing our divine masculine today. Mary is going to represent our divine feminine. So now just feel like there's this beautiful pink haze, not coming in and taking away the blue. It's like we're surrounded by two arches of colour, like a rainbow that's made of two colours. Blue is on the bottom, pink is on the top, Mary's beautiful energy of love. And actually there is a third colour coming into the rainbow that we've got around each of us that are watching this video. We have pink arch, we have the blue arch on the bottom, and then pink and blue together make violet. The violet ray is also through the middle of the rainbow. So each of you watching this and me, we're surrounded by these three colours: pink, Mary, violet, transmutation, and blue, Michael. The other thing with that violet ray that's around us as well is that the violet ray represents being of spiritual service. That's what it's about. It's about being of service to spirit. Doesn't mean that your unions are necessarily going to result in all of you becoming healers or setting up an animal sanctuary, or that comes to mind. Some of you are going to be doing that. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be that, but it's something where you are serving humanity in some way. Even if that's, I don't know, giving pleasure. It might be opening some beautiful restaurant, which is to do with, you know, organic fresh food or food being made with love. It might be about opening an art gallery together and exhibiting amazing, amazing, beautiful sculptures and artwork. And I don't know what it is. It's different for every single union. But that violet stripe in the middle is to do with the service work that you and this person are going to be doing. So actually, let's just tune into that for one moment, okay? So let's just merge now the blue and the pink. Thinking about your twin flame. And just link into how, let Michael and Mary just give you an idea of how you may be called to be of service. Some of you will get a message, some of you won't. Okay. And then just come back to me. So I'm going to use 3 decks today. I'm going to use this first deck because I know I used it in my last twin flame video. And it's the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland, okay? And we're going to pull 2 cards for the Divine Masculine, 2 cards for the Divine Feminine, and then we'll have some cards in the middle, okay? So I'm going to start off by pulling 2 cards for the Divine Masculine. The first one that's coming up is this one, which is really nice to see. And this is Healing Begins, okay? So that's absolutely saying to me that there has been a shift. So Divine Masculine, the healing begins. Actually, before I pull the second card, just want to show you this one because there's some messages coming through straight away. So this is the Divine Masculine, healing begins, and it's as though it's a really beautiful message coming through. I'm being shown, obviously, it's like a stage, and it's like the curtains on a stage, okay? And it's as though the Divine Masculine, out of curiosity, inquisitiveness, nosiness, whatever you want to call it, can't resist taking a peek through, it's like through the looking glass. They are pulling back the curtains, which they have been hiding behind for so long, not wanting to see the truth, not wanting to see you, not wanting to see a potential future that may well exist. But it's like curiosity kills the cat, not literally. They're pulling back the curtains, they're wanting to take a peek. They're wanting to see what the new play looks like, what the new book looks like, okay? We're all, at the end of the day, I believe, characters on a stage in life, you know? People come in and off the stage of your life, baddies, goodies, helpers, all the rest of it. End of your life, you get a round of applause, the curtains come down, job well done. You know, in a nutshell, that's what happens. So what's happened, though, since the beginning of this year is the curtains come down on the old life. Doesn't mean that the old life has necessarily ended yet, but it's as though energetically it has. It's just that the reality might not have quite caught up with that yet. Energetically it has, is what I'm hearing. Because the thing is, we get truth and we get truths. How do I describe this, Michael? We know that basically what we create in life starts from what we manifest as our thoughts. So it's as though energetically the thoughts have already landed and are starting to sprout growth of this new beginning, of this new show, you and the twin flame together. It's already here, but it's almost as though, to take the analogy of a show and a theatre, energetically you've been preparing, you've been rehearsing, astrally connecting into each other, but it's as though the curtain hasn't quite gone up on the reality playing out day to day yet. But at some level in the etheric realms, it is already happening, okay? I hope you're following what I'm saying there, because it feels quite important. but the healing begins. And I tell you what, that green light, remember this is for the divine masculine, it can't be stopped now, okay? That green light, which is the healing light, green is also about growth and new beginnings. It's coming in from the earth, okay? It's coming in from the lower chakras of the body. So the first bits that are being healed, basically, on this card, it's going up to about the knees. The knees are to do with moving forward in life because they have been stuck. And it's also going into their heart. So these are the first things that are being activated with the divine male. The knee chakras moving forward, the feet, getting the feet unstuck, and the heart suddenly realizing, oh my God, I know who I actually love. You know, what the hell have I been doing? I know who I really love. I know who I really want to be with. Doesn't mean necessarily I know how to get there yet, but I know the truth. This green light is just going to spread, okay? And the next place it's going to go particularly is up to the base chakra. We'll see if some other cards come out, but that's the first card. So that's good. And of course, the energy of number 6 is the energy linked to Venus, which is the energy of love. So that's the divine masculine. Let's have one more then for the divine masculine. Let's have one more that goes with that. So we've got healing begins. Balance, okay? Nice card. Male and female in balance. The divine masculine is getting more in balance, okay? And at the end of the day, this card could almost be the card of union, couldn't it? Because it shows male and female together. And it shows the heart, which has gone from green, where the healing is starting, to being of love. Green and pink, beautiful. Just look at that card for a moment. I mean, in a way, that's almost healing in itself, just looking at that card. That's what he's feeling. He's healing and he's starting to yearn for this. And on the bottom of the pack for the divine masculine, we've got the energy of flow, okay? So, and you know, the card of flow, he's actually got into the water. The waters are representing emotion. He's not drowning in the emotion. I think he would have been almost drowning a year ago in, you know, not understanding it. But he's standing upright in it. He's finding his feet. I'm being told that, you know, he's standing upright in the water, which is emotions. The bottom of the riverbed is almost a bit rocky. You know, it's not that comfortable to walk through. But he's doing all right. He's walking. He's carrying on. 10 is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune coming in as well. So that's him. That's looking good. Let's see what we've got for the divine feminine, shall we? Divine feminine, Mary, please help us. Divine feminine, where is she? Oof, right. I thought this might be the case. I think the divine feminine's cards are going to be more challenging. How funny. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. Can you see that that does look a slightly more feminine energy in the middle? I don't know whether it's supposed to be, but I'm taking it as that. 2 men. There's 2 men in the scenario. This is the thing that it's not going to apply to all of you watching. Some of you divine feminines are already, you know, on your own, and you're waiting for your male counterpart to come in, or your twin flame partner to come in. But for many holding the more feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, you've got a choice to make coming up. And if you actually look at her face, I want to use the word serious. There's a seriousness coming into her demeanour. She knows that she may have wanted this for a long time. She may have wished it in for a long time. But now there's a choice here. And it's one that has to be made wisely. I'm hearing that expression. I don't know if it's I'm saying it right. I often get my words a bit... is it malapropism when I say the wrong word in the wrong place? But anyway, chickens coming home to roost. Is that the phrase? That's what I'm feeling with the Divine Feminine. She's put so much energy. She's put so much energy into holding the belief in this love and wanting it and desiring it, and just so much energy has been put into it. Now when he, or the Divine Masculine, is more likely than in a long time to come forward, it's not that she's having doubts. She's just suddenly thinking, oh God, what will I do? She knows ultimately what she will do. She'll go to her twin flame. But choose your battles. She doesn't want there to be a battle. She doesn't want there to be a battle. She wants these two to be able to respect each other. She doesn't want a fight, basically. Let's see what goes with that. Isn't it interesting how in the twin flame union, how it seesaws, you know, you'll go from a place where the Divine Masculine is the one who's like, oh my God, is he ever going to wake up? Is he ever going to realise? Is he ever going to do anything? And the Divine Feminine has been the one for so long holding the light, you know, and beaming it. And all of a sudden he's getting it. And now what's happening is the Divine Feminine is like, oh dear, I'm not used to this energy. What do I do now? What do I do if he does come forward? What do I do if he does say I love you? You know, what would I do then? She knows what she'd do, really. But it's human nature to worry. That's what I'm picking up more than anything. And of course, card number 7 is linked into the intuition. It's linked into your higher self is going to have to guide you. Nobody else can guide you. No friend can guide you. No therapist can guide you. No psychic reader can guide you. You're going to have to link into your higher self for this one. Only you are going to be able to make the right decision. Right, let's pull one more then for the Divine Feminine. Base chakra. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I am feeling that. She's worried. She's worried about her stability. Women, at the end of the day, I don't want to sound sexist here because, you know, I like to think I'm a woman of the 20th century, and well, I am, but you know, there is still this energy within a lot of women, even those of us who are able to hold our head up and earn our own income and not be reliant on a man. There still will be a lot within our family line, our ancestral line, of women that were reliant on a man. And those of you that are in karmic relationships with another partner, and look, he's even in red. He's in red. You know, this feels like the karmic partner here in red. He's been the one that's provided the financial security, who's provided, or if not financial security, maybe it's just to do with home, it's to do with what you know. It's to do with, it doesn't have to mean that it's fantastic either, by the way. You know, women can stay in situations which aren't great just because at some level it's feeding their base chakra. Don't forget, any chakra only knows that it's full to the degree that it's ever experienced fullness. It's a bit like the heart. The heart only knows what love is to the level that you have shown it what love is, and which is why sometimes people settle for second best. They think, well, they don't know. You don't actually know what the fullness, for example, of love can be and connection with another until somebody comes in and shows you and is that catalyst that wakes you up, and you think, oh, well, I thought that this was love, but actually what I'm feeling now for somebody else, this is a different level. I don't understand this. And that's not just to do with lust as well, by the way. You know, it doesn't come into it with the twin flame. You'll have a very strong chemistry with your twin flame, But for it to have endured over many years, particularly if in separation, there will be more than just lust there. There will be unconditional love. So the female has gone into fear mode a bit, and her base chakra is playing up. The one on the bottom of the pack is take the lead, but I'm not gonna read that in the normal way, because I don't think she does want to take the lead. I don't think she does want to take the lead. I think she's sick of taking the lead. I think she's actually knowing that at this stage of the journey, I'm wanting to do that. She has to drop the lead, you know? And that's what happened. The last video I made, however many months ago, that's basically what I said to you. I said that, you know, come on, if you've been waiting for months and months and months and years and years and years and they're not showing up, should we just get on with our lives? And I meant that. And I still mean it. Because I feel that the ball firmly went into the court of the divine masculine. That's why he has had to up his game. And he has done it, which is, I'm really, really pleased to see that. It's fantastic. You know, well done, the divine masculine. But the feminine doesn't want to pick the lead up. The lead was dropped. And actually that brings me very nicely, thank you, Metatron, he's reminded me of this, something I did want to say, which this brings up really nicely. This whole thing within the twin, I'm going to have a bit of a rant here. This is just me talking. Although Metatron brought it to my attention, so there's a bit of him as well. But it's something I feel, again, is very important. The whole thing about runner and chaser. What the hell is that about? What is that about? That's like kindergarten stuff. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody here, but I don't like that terminology. And one thing that's happened for me since the Easter portal in particular is, well, before that actually, probably end of last year, Metatron was saying to me, come on, gloves are off, just say it as it is. If people don't like it, they don't have to listen. Say it as it is, be who you are. Not that I was creating a false persona before. I am who I am. You know, if you meet me in the street, I'm exactly as you see me here. Runner chaser. It's like, I feel like it's kindergarten stuff. It's like you're running around in a playground. I did it. I remember when I was about 7, playing tag. You know, chase me, chase me. No, this is 5D love that is trying to be created here by these two twin flames that are wanting to come back together. Just bring my crystals in at this point. Okay, there is no need for any of that anymore. It's an old story. It's actually an old twin flame story, runner and chaser. For union to happen, both need to be equal. No one's the runner, no one's the chaser. It's just a case of the energy shifting, and yeah, so I'm seeing it more like a bit like a seesaw. It's a bit like a seesaw. But whereas before, you know, runner and chaser, the seesaw would either be in the divine masculine's camp, and he was the runner, and then the chaser was the divine feminine. It was very like this. Now it's evening out. It really is. There's no, I actually feel as a community, we need to drop that whole tag of runner and chaser. I think it's another thing that's holding us all back. Look at what you're projecting. Look at what you're labeling every time you say that. So take the lead. I almost want to bin that, you know, in terms of this reading. I don't want to give the lead back to the divine masculine, because all we're doing then is we're back to the old game. I'm going to put it in the middle, actually. I'm going to put it in the middle of these cards because it's the bridge, because actually what it's saying to me is that both of you need to take the lead. I think he is starting to realise that he has to grow up. He has to be honest, and he has to look at what's in front of him, what's in his heart, what his truth is, and he's willing to do that. He's willing to flow with it. And she has to grow a pair. She's put all this energy into trying to get this union back. It's going to come knocking on your doorstep soon. What are you going to do? Because there's a difference, isn't there, between what we have in our mind as a Not a fantasy, that's not the right word, because none of this is fantasy. But, you know, we can all daydream, can't we? And we can come up with scenarios about, oh, you know, when we're back together, we'll do this, and, you know, we'll go there, and it's all going to be so lovely. And it will be. It will be lovely. They're your twin flame. It can't not be. It's going to be a beautiful union. But it's also going to be a union where you're going to have to do the washing up, put the bins out. You know. Get real. Let's pull one more for the Divine Feminine, shall we? Because I've taken that card and put it in the middle because I don't want to attribute that to her or him. One more for Divine Feminine. Let's have some guidance, please, for the Divine Feminine. Oh, okay. What I just said about, you know, grow a pair, you know, the Divine Feminine, you know, take responsibility, you know, grow up a bit. Don't just live in, you know, the dreams, the daydreams. It's also going to be about putting the bin up, putting the bins out. He's also saying that growth within the Divine Feminine is very much, it is what's happening on the world as well. You know, this beautiful influx of divine strength. It's like, take me as you find me. You know, if you've been separate for a number of years, for example, you might not have even seen this person for a long time, and you'll have changed in appearance, you'll have aged. Well, it's like, take me as you find me. You know, I am who I am. If you don't like it, then you don't really love me. They are going to like it anyway, and they are going to love you. This is just insecurities coming up with the woman. It's insecurities coming up with the woman because she has been the one that's been taking the lead for so long. And it's literally like, oh gosh, is it going to be as good as I think it's going to be? Am I correct here? Yeah, you are correct, and it will be fine. It's just fear, it's anxiety. It's like he's been able to, he's still got insecurity and fear, of course he has, because he's still healing. But maybe you've taken some of his fear on. That might even be what it is. There might have been a transference that's gone on here. If that is the case, violet flame it, zap it out of your energy, okay? Right, one more card for the Divine Feminine from this deck. Divine Feminine, one more card from this deck. Solar Plexus, yeah, I tell you what, and on the bottom of the pack, well-deserved reward. I'll go to that in a minute. The Divine Feminine is having a bit of a wobble. She's having a bit of a wobble. And I'll tell you why she's having a bit of a wobble. It's because she senses that this union is imminent. A greater connection is imminent. Those of you that are already united, greater connection is imminent as well. And it's like anything, we've never gone that deep before. We've never got that close before. Those of you that have been in separation, I've never felt this love before. It was thwarted for whatever reason in the past. It's coming back. There's fear coming up in the woman, the Divine Feminine, the one that's holding the Divine Feminine energy. There's fear. It's right there in her lower chakras, base chakra and solar plexus. Am I good enough? I'm quite sad to see it, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I feel that she's been battling for so long. It literally is like when the goalpost, when the final, you know, running a race, when the finishing line is within reach, that's when you start to lose faith, and you'll be fine. You'll make it over the finishing line. You're not going to have come this far for him to knock on your door and say no thank you. That won't happen. But it's better that you get these fears out of your body now, so that when he does knock, you don't have any of this energetic nonsense around you. No, that sounds judgmental. I don't mean nonsense. It's just confusion, it's just fear. But it's like, let it go now. Don't judge it. It is what it is. It's there for a reason. It's trying to teach you something. And on the bottom of the deck, I'm going to put this in the middle for both male and female, divine masculine and divine female, a well-deserved reward. Look how high they have had to climb to get to the top here, you know, to get to the #1 position. That has been a steep climb. But it's a well-deserved reward. Okay, so that pack was rather good, wasn't it, with the messages we got. Let's go to another pack now. And I'm going to go to the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Reunited deck by Christabel Jessica. I'll put the links to the cards that I'm using below in the description box, okay? So let's pull one for the Divine Feminine first, okay? Let's go for the Divine Feminine. And we've got Rebirth, okay? The card of Rebirth for the Divine Feminine. Come back to that in a moment. Let's have one for the Divine Masculine. My ears are going funny. My ears are blocking up. Divine Masculine. Maybe it's something he doesn't want to hear. Divine Masculine, where are you? You're there. No, look, it's the same card that came out first. Healing. He's healing. Look at that. The first card that came out for Divine Masculine in the other deck was Healing Begins. And the first card that comes out for the Divine Masculine in Christabel Jessica's deck is this one, Energy Healing. And again, it's centered on his heart. Wondering whether some of them might actually have had a physical problem with their heart, actually. Not everybody, of course, but, you know, it's interesting that the healing is directly onto the heart. And, of course, when you do have heart problems, it often is because you have closed your heart down. The heart needs to open up again. There is a massive amount of healing energy being directed to the Divine Masculine. And I don't feel it's from the Divine Feminine. I feel this is universal healing energy pouring into them now. 6 and 5 make 11, Metatron's energy, and also the energy of this year, 2018, adds to 11. 11 is the twin flame energy. I think the universe is giving them some help. It may be, I mean, even though it's a woman that's lying down here, I'm feeling that some of them literally have been almost like knocked down flat. I don't mean physically, but, you know, in terms of their energy, they became very, very depleted, very, very down, very, very depressed, very, very stuck. And it's almost as though Spirit is just saying, right, enough. And I am going to use the word nonsense now. Enough of this nonsense. We're taking over, you know. You've had free will for long enough. This union is meant to come back together. And so you're in no fit state, or you haven't been in any fit state to be able to see the wood for the trees, to be able to, you know, go with the flow, be able to reach out. We're going to help you. But some of them have been extremely stubborn, and it's like they've been stopped in their tracks. But the healing energy is coming in for them. Beautiful. And then Divine Feminine got Rebirth. Let's have another card here. Let's ask, no, I'm not going to ask anything. Let's just see any other message that we need from this deck. Before I pull it, actually, both of these cards in different ways are about energy healing. You know, the Divine Feminine is going through rebirth, but can you see in that card, she is stretching up, you know, she's doing this. It's like, oh God, you know, I have to reach out, I have to let go. Oh God, I'm stiff. I have to let go of this stiffness. I have to become more flexible. You know, I have to somehow just let go of this old skin, you know, and this old identity and this old life. And I'm going to do it but you know, it's still a bit of a struggle, you know, not quite there yet, but trying very hard. And it's just like he's just been zapped. The angels have got a bit of humour here. Literally, it's just like, you know, it's like they've put him under. You know, it's literally, and it may well be happening when they're asleep, in all seriousness, okay? Because some of them, you know, I'm not seeing them, you know, laying on loads of therapy couches all across the world having Reiki. It's not happening like that. It's more subconscious than that. This healing they are receiving it in sleep time, or, you know, they're not necessarily even aware it's happening, but it is happening, which is why they're starting to feel a bit more positive. They're starting to feel this sense of, you know, well, actually, maybe I can, and maybe I can change, and maybe I can grow. And yeah, who is that person I'd totally disregarded? And actually, they've got my heart. In fact, they've always had my heart. It's that type of feeling. Right, another message here for my viewers, please, that are watching. Anything else that we need to know at this point in time? Breathe. God of Transformation, Osiris 3. I'm sure I've said that wrong. I'm sure you'll correct me. God of Transformation. That's like the Holy Spirit that's come in, okay? That is literally like the Holy Spirit's come in. It's spirit. Spirit has come in. It's awakening the masculine. Transformation. Let's just read what Christabel says about this card. I feel it's one I'd like to look at in a bit more depth. The times that we feel the greatest pain are brought to us. This is both for male and female, okay? Because we're getting nearer to union. And remember, the female's gone a bit into fear. The divine feminine's gone a bit into fear, a bit of a wobble. The divine masculine is still healing. Both of them are getting ready. And although, you know, union will be great, you know, it's what it's all about. The love is just going to flower and be so beautiful. There is some pain here in terms of just making it to that finishing line. So it says, the times that we feel the greatest pain are brought to us as pivotal moments that can catapult us into a realm of existence even higher than we thought possible. First, it is important to go through the death cycle. Although your current scheme of spirituality and your time frame on earth is a beautiful one, it has unfortunately created a rather large stigma around feeling deeply. What I ask of you is to help change this. In the act of rejuvenation, it is vital that all of the old be killed off first. In the moments where you feel total and utter despair, you are in fact doing a monumental burn-off of parts within you that need to die. Old traumas, hurts, past lives, templates, beliefs. Allow yourself to have complete and utter feeling of your emotion. Wrap yourself up in a blanket and retreat. The only way through the emotion is through it. Once you have felt it all, that's the time for the new to come in, but only when room has been made. Then the transformational power is ready to come sweeping in. Just as you can see me depicted here, taking my first breath after my period of death, anything is possible once you are reborn. How beautiful is that? I know, Christabel, you sometimes watch my videos, so well done. Those words are so beautiful, so relevant. And it links into what I was saying about the divine feminine and getting real, you know? You've got to feel it. Don't push away these blocks that are coming up in your base chakra and solar plexus. Heal them. There are many ways that you can heal blocks within the chakras. whether it's through getting yourself some hands-on healing, whether it's through diet, whether it's through affirmations. You know that I sell sprays. I have a base chakra spray, which is crimson. I have a solar plexus spray, which is fuchsia. I'll put the links on my website. You know, that might be a way you want to go. But, you know, it's not just about spraying something or holding a crystal. It's about really feeling what's coming up. You know, before I posted or started this video today, I said on my Facebook post that I was making it, and I said, I feel a sense of trepidation, excitement and fear. And I didn't even know what was going to come through on this video. I had an idea, but I didn't, you know, you've seen me, I've pulled the cards live. And it's all of that. It's feeling the excitement. Great, hang on to that. Excitement links into joy. But there is some fear here. But I tell you what, I'm feeling it more on the divine feminine side now. Let's pull a couple of Mary Magdalene cards. See what guidance she can give us. I'm not going to pull for male or female. I'm just going to ask for some guidance from Mary. Let's go for the spray as well. And again, she showed me this when I did a video linking into her energy at Easter time. She showed me as herself as an older woman. A wise lady. Intimacy. Well, I'll tell you what, if that doesn't put the fear of God into you, I don't know what does. I'm being serious. Intimacy. If that doesn't put the fear of God into a lot of you, then I don't know what will. It puts the fear of God into me. My God, really? Really deep intimacy with another. Just feel into that. Really deep intimacy with your twin flame. You will be able to do it. You're going to enjoy doing it. And here when I'm saying doing it, I'm talking about all aspects of intimacy, not just sex. I'm talking about emotional intimacy, revealing who you really are, revealing your scars, revealing your hopes, revealing your dreams, revealing your soul. This is soul love. And it scares the shit out of some people. Excuse my language, but it does. There's just this most beautiful energy that's come in. Can we just sink down into it? And it's Mary Magdalene's energy. Think about intimacy. Maybe you're a twin flame that's already in connection with your love. And maybe there's just some blocks that have come up. Maybe you're in separation from your twin flame and you, as much as you want it, you fear it. You don't think you're going to be good enough to live up to the ideals of what your partner may have of you and vice versa. You're scared. It's linked to this. It's linked to feeling this vulnerability. You've got to face it. Will he or she really love me? And let's just bring in the energy of the Holy Spirit at this point. The Holy Spirit that comes in at the moment of rebirth is also there through the death throes of the old, And this is old energy we're dealing with here. This is old pain. It's old hang-ups. It's old stuff. It's, am I good enough? Okay? Will they really love me? It's that type of stuff. And both have it. The masculine and the feminine have it. So Mary's saying she's wanted to heal it. She's wanted to help you. Let's just bring her energy down into your sacral chakra. Sacral chakra linked to the reproductive area of the body. Just pull down the colours, green, lime green and pink, into the sacral. Breathing in those colours, pink and green. Breathing out pink and green. Breathing in pink and green, breathing out pink and green. Linking to your sacral, and one word is allowed. And the word is love. Love. How deep is your love? How deep is your love for your twin flame? Very, very deep. And that love that you feel for them is mirrored by them. And that love can and will heal all of this, all of these wounds, all of these worries, all of these fears. All of the death throw stuff that's coming up, and intimacy is the one in particular that Mary is linking us to. I'll tell you what, the next card off the pack is transformation. You're going to transform this. It's very, very beautiful. 2 cards of transformation and rebirth and well-deserved reward. Come on. How wonderful. I'm hearing the Bee Gees song. How deep is your love? Da, da. I'm gonna have to go and play the Bee Gees now. Anything else to say? I sort of want to leave it there because it's like, how much better can it get? I don't need to pull any more cards. I think that's the message for today. That's where we're at, folks. That is where we're at. Let's end with a little prayer, actually. Let's just bring Mary in. Let's bring Michael in. Dear Spirit, please be with us through these transformational times. Help us to heal what we need to heal. Help us to hold unconditional love in our heart for our twin, for anybody connected to our twin. Help us to be able to move on with grace and integrity and flow, for your love and your light to guide us, and for the union that will happen in divine timing to be as bright and as beautiful as we deserve it to be. And it is so, and it is done. Much love, everybody. I'm going to leave it there for now, and I will come back to you next time there is another message. That's just the way I work with Twin Flame. Let me know how you're doing in your comments below, and sending you all a lot of love. Let's just surround our twin flames with the energy of colour, green and pink in particular. Surround yourself also with those colours, and whenever these fears come up, just sink into love. You are love, they are love, and the union is love. And love is able to get past everything for the rebirth that wants to come in. I'm going to go and play the Bee Gees now. Bye for now.